And we're back. I'm Christy Moore.
And I'm Harley Dufek.
And today we want to talk about a question that a lot of people ask us. And it's, if I sell my house too fast, am I leaving money on the table? Am I selling it for too little if I sell it too fast? And we kind of want to dispel that a little bit because, in fact, if your property doesn't sell quickly, you will make less money on it. It is a proven fact that properties that sit on the market for over 30 days in a normal market, 2 weeks for a hot market, sell for significantly less than properties that sell quickly.
Yep.
So, and as part of our strategy, we're really looking to do a 5-day sale. And we believe that that is the amount of time that will maximize your price. So what does that mean? What does that look like? What, like a 5-day sale? What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Why 5 days?
And why 5 days?
Right.
And what does that, like, how does that look?
So you'll notice that everything that we do when we list a house, we do for a very specific reason, even down to the day that we list it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we usually list houses on a given Wednesday. That's our prime day to list.
Yes.
It's a Wednesday. And
why
is that? Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Why would you list on a Wednesday? Well, it gets in the paper. Right?
In the open house section of the Washington Post.
Oh, okay.
If you don't list by Wednesday, you will not be in the open house section for the Washington Post.
Gives you more exposure that way, right?
Yep, gives you more exposure.
I think it gives some time before the open house during the weekend, or the mega open house, what we call it. So either Saturday or Sunday, either one. We haven't really found one day to be better than another day. It's just one of those days, or both sometimes.
It'll actually be on all the websites before the weekend, because sometimes there's a lag of when things get listed and when they actually end up on all the websites. So the people that are planning their weekend and what they want to see, they're gonna, it'll be absolutely available for them. Because if you list on Friday, a lot of times it doesn't even show up on Saturday, and then you miss the whole weekend.
Yeah, Friday's too late. Thursday you miss out on the post, and then Wednesday is just right.
Yeah, and then your most motivated buyers will look at the house generally Thursday and Friday, and then come back over the weekend. So it gives them plenty of time to make a decision that's not too rushed, where they don't feel comfortable moving forward. And we've had buyers that it's too fast. I don't want So you want to give them enough time to let it marinate and make sure that they definitely want the house. It also gives you enough time to have the most motivated buyers through the house, because not everybody is going to be available the first couple of days that it comes on the market, but most people will be available the first couple of days and the weekend, and then we review offers Monday at 5.
Right.
So we list on Wednesday, and then we review offers Monday at 5. So what does that mean, you review offers Monday at 5? Like, what does that do?
Well, that's an offer deadline.
Okay.
For the agents. Now that's usually put into the agent only remarks on the MLS, because there's a section that agent to agent is in there that's not to the general public.
So why would you not want the general public to see that information?
Well, sometimes we do, but typically we want the agents to be able to explain that to their clients. We want them to have that sense of urgency, so they know what the offer deadline means, and it's it's an understood type of languaging to the real estate community, saying we have a deal, we have a clear deal. This house will sell, and it's a promotion type of language, saying that here's the deadline, we need it in by this time.
Well, and I think, we've had situations where we have an offer deadline and we don't have multiple offers.
Yes, that happens.
And the offer deadline gives the assumption that we have multiple offers, even though, again, we don't say that, we don't lie here. But if we have an offer deadline, then there's an assumption that we have multiple offers. So even if we don't, majority of the time, the buyers come in with a super strong offer because they think that we're going to have multiple offers, and then if we don't, then they they don't know, because we don't have to disclose any other offers. But and then also I've had the situation where we don't have other offers, and the agent is reaching out trying to find out if we have other offers or if we have multiple offers, and we kind of ignore them, and then they negotiate against themselves because, again, they think that we have multiple offers because we're acting as if we have multiple offers. We're not going to get back to everybody right away. We're not going to be super anxious and, crazy on top of things because we have other offers. What do we need your offer for? So it's not just within the deadline that it works. It's also within how you approach it.
Yes.
Because if we don't have offers, but we have an offer deadline, we're like, no, bring us your best, just bring us an offer, or we're freaking out, then obviously they know that we don't have other offers. And again, we can't lie. We're not going to say we do or if we don't. So, and if we're dancing around the question, they're going to catch on to that. They're going to know that we don't have other offers. So it's also in how you react to the questions that they're asking and whether or not we're responsive and, we're coming from a position of strength in the negotiating.
Yeah, you always want to maintain control in any negotiation, and as soon as that listing starts, that's when the negotiating starts, right there. So, and having that control is really important, and knowing how many people come through your house is also really important too.
Yeah.
So there's a certain ratio of numbers of individual bona fide showings, we call it, that were, and I don't mean just your open houses. I mean where a buyer liked your house so much that they called their real estate agent, they got in the car, they made an appointment, they came over, they got out of the car, they went into your home on a scheduled time. That's a commitment.
That's a real showing.
That's a real showing.
That's a bona fide showing, yeah.
That's a real showing. And we need 12 of those. We need 12 of those in a week or less to get one offer.
Right.
Statistically.
So if you're looking to get multiple offers, that means you need to have
More.
24, 36, multiples of 12 coming through your house in order to get multiple offers.
Right. So it's a very aggressive push and effort, and studies have shown that you're going to take the most amount of money in that first week. So,
Right.
After that, after the first week, 2 weeks, you're starting to lose money.
Well, and you can't mess with the strategy either. Like, you can't be like, oh, I have an offer deadline, and then take the first offer that comes in, which we've had buyers try to do that, where they write an offer at list price, and I use air quotes because we are looking to get more than list price. So if they come in at list price, oh, we have a super strong offer, you need to accept this now, and they give us a deadline to respond, we can't panic. We have to stick with the program. We've given everybody the opportunity to see the house, and we have an offer deadline on Monday at 5. We cannot honor those deadlines that they put in the contract, and those guys always come back.
Yeah.
If they really want it, they're going to come back and follow the rules and do what everyone else is doing. They're just going to have to pay more.
Right.
Because most likely they're not going to be the best offer if they're the first offer and they're coming in with a deadline for us to respond. And, we've had properties go $40,000 over that first offer that comes in, and, they're pressing us to accept it. And we've had sellers that want to accept it. They want to accept that first offer. They want to get their house sold because they're worried we're not going to get other offers. But that's why we have done this many, many times, and we have the strategy down to the point where we know, based on the activity, based on the online activity and the foot traffic, if that's going to work. And we should not accept that first offer when we're doing this type of strategy, because it's going to, on average,
of
leave
reason.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So a common misconception that I hear from sellers is about Harley. If I get a full price offer, I have to take it, right? No, that's wrong, actually. You don't have to take it. It's still your home. You don't have to sell it to anybody, right?
That's true.
So it's an interesting question, because it does have a basis in truth, but the truth is a little bigger than what that makes it sound. So the thing is that typically a seller will have an agreement with a broker. Now, that broker may have that in their agreement, where if you do get a full price offer, you will need to ratify that offer with the broker. But that's not your agreement with the buyer. You have no agreement with the buyer unless you go into an agreement with the buyer. So So it's partially true. It's not, but the full story is no, you don't actually. So yeah. So if you do have a full price offer that came in before the deadline, do you have to take it?
No.
No.
And we wouldn't recommend that you take it.
No. So you need to work with
Unless
a broker
it's your
that'll work
only
with
showing you've had all weekend.
Now
that's a different story.
Now some brokers would have a case saying that you do because that is their agreement with their seller.
Right.
Actually. So
right.
So you need to work with the right broker that will have your best interests in mind, number one, right? And number two, just understand what the rules are.
Yeah.
So. And
then once you come to the offer deadline, then what happens?
Offer deadline is that's when the fun starts, right? that's when the real negotiation starts. So we'll typically have a period when we'll speak with the seller and let them know what we have on the table. Okay, so a lot of times we'll have the offer deadline at 5 p.m. and then let them give them a little time. Maybe we'll talk to the seller around 7, and let them know, hey, here's what we got. My main advice, no matter what we have, is to sleep on it. Let's just sleep on it one more day. We didn't say we're getting back to you that day. We just said this is when our offer deadline is. It's only fair that we would have at least a day to go through these offers.
And that's
right?
when the buyers start to panic.
Mm-hmm. And that's your sell time. That's your money time right there.
Yeah, we've had people after the deadline come up another $25,000 because they are close to getting it and they're competing directly with somebody else, or because they don't hear from us right away, they start to freak out and they again start to negotiate against themselves.
Yep.
Just because they want the property and they want to win the negotiation that bad. So you definitely don't want to respond immediately because you will leave money on the table even after the deadline, even after you tell everybody that you either have multiple offers or if you don't, going back to the only buyer that you have to leave that lag time.
Now, this is an advanced strategy, folks. I mean, this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for real estate agents that haven't done this before and practicing on your home. This is not for somebody that just, kind of wings it. There's a full strategy to this, and there's things that we are intentionally leaving out in this video that are our own proprietary information,
ways of maximizing money. And we do this for ourselves. I mean, this is all things that we do for our own properties. I love it when people are like, Christy, what would you do if this was your house? And I'm like, I don't know if you really want to hear what I would do if it was my house, because this is something that you have to be able to stomach. You have to be able to deal with the anxiety of like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Are we going to get what we want out of this place? Are we, is this deal going to fall apart? Are we going to get multiple offers? I mean, there's a lot of anxiety and sleepless nights that go on for those 5 days, worrying about what's going to happen. I mean, we've had situations where we didn't have any offers until 4 o'clock. The offer deadline is at 5, and the sellers are freaking out because we don't have any other offers, but we know, again, based on statistics and the traffic and everything else, okay, look, we're gonna get offers. I promise. Agents wait till the last minute all the time. And one property in particular that we didn't have any offers till 4:20, and our offer deadline was at 5. We got 10 offers between 4:20 and 5:20, and then we had another offer come in at 6:30 or something, way past our deadline. But because we used the strategy of like, are we really waiting around for nothing, or are you going to bring us a crazy offer? They came in another. So at the offer deadline, we were at 880. And at 6:30, when we got the last offer, they came in at 915. So $35,000, that extra hour brought us. So that's, again, why you don't want to just respond right away. I mean, the more you wait when you're in a position of power in the negotiation, whether you're a buyer or a seller, the more that you can drag things out, the better it is for you in negotiating. So yes, we have an offer deadline at 5, but we're not responding at 5. We're not responding that day. We're going to let these guys work themselves up into a frenzy.
Yep.
So they come back either negotiating against themselves or paying whatever we want them to pay because we have so much interest in so many offers. And I mean, it is absolutely, when we have multiple offers, the people that come in past the deadline always just crush all the other offers because they know they're late. They know they have to bring it. And I mean, that's my favorite hour, is the hour after the deadline.
It's frothy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good point too. You know, the balance shifts from the seller being in control, 80% in control, to the buyer being 80% in control, just by signing an offer. Mm-hmm. Because as a seller, you kind of relinquish it all once you're under contract. Now there's not a whole lot you can do.
Right.
So
that's why you got to negotiate all those terms up front.
Negotiate the terms up front.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You want it all done. And like I say, you got to have the nerves of steel to be able to do this kind of thing. It's not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not.
but you know.
Especially when it's 4:20 and you don't have any offers and your offer deadline is 5.
Absolutely. And yeah, you got to know what you're doing. But it does work. You know, a nice thing for our clients, what we'll do is just advise them to take a staycation. You know, relax. We got this.
Yeah.
You know, you give us the keys.
Turn your phone off.
Yeah, turn your phone off. Don't even worry about it. You know, we got this. Right?
Don't look at all the showing notifications.
Yeah.
Don't look at the feedback.
Yeah.
Don't ask us if we have any offers until after 5.
Take the pets, take the kids, go stay somewhere, go have a good time, go have an extended weekend with the family or something, and we'll talk to you on Monday about it. We'll give you the good news then. So, but you kind of want to be out anyway. I mean, there's just a truckload of showings and activity and whatnot. So, I mean, people, not everybody can do that, but if you can, it's just a good idea.
Yeah.
So.
And that's how the 5-day sale works.
Yeah.
And like he said, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody. But if you do it and you do it right, you absolutely will sell your house for the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle.
Yes.
So we hope that you enjoyed our video. If you have any other questions about real estate, feel free to call, text, or email us.